With the NBA season being about halfway done, it's a good time to grade all of the current rookies so far. Some rookies have been absolutely living up to their draft picks. Some rookies have been pretty underwhelming, and some have seemed to be a good pick so far. So to keep the intro short and sweet in today's video, we're going to give a letter grade to each lottery pick. Before we're getting started, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Fanatics. Fanatics is affiliated with the NBA in providing your team's favorite gear, whether it be jerseys, hoodies, shirts, pants, shorts, and so many more. Fanatics always has the best quality products and is the most legit place to buy your NBA gear from. Check the link in my description or pinned comments to find some exclusive on-sale deals for NBA gear up to 60% off. It would mean so much also to help support the channel. If you have any video suggestions or requests, please drop a comment so I can put it on the list and create it. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe. It is by far the best way to support this channel and ensure you don't miss out on any great basketball content like this. Also, like the video and comment on what you think about the grades I give for each rookie. With that being said, let's dive straight into the video. The first pick in the draft, Paolo Banchero, gets an A+ grade for the first half of the season. As soon as Banchero stepped foot onto an NBA court, he asserted his dominance immediately, putting up near superstar-like numbers. Fast forward to the halfway point of the season, he slowed down, but is still averaging 21 points and 7 rebounds a game off improved shooting efficiencies. Despite the minor regression, compared to not only the rookies in this draft class, but all the rookies in the past decade, he's definitely up there with the best. And with him just turning 20 years old, he still has so much time to improve his game. Obviously, there's nobody that should have been selected before him. So because of that, and his production thus far, Paolo gets an A+. The second pick in the draft was Chet Holmgren, and I can't give him a grade because he hasn't played this season. Due to Chet suffering a foot injury prior to the season, he was ruled out for this entire season to keep heavy precautions on his health going forward. The third pick in the draft was Jabari Smith Jr, and he gets a C+ grade for the first half of the season. In the Summer League and beginning of the season, Smith was pretty underwhelming and wasn't living up to expectations, especially since most considered him the #1 pick. As the season progressed, he has been making steady improvements on his game and getting more comfortable with the NBA setting each game. Jabari's efficiencies, both on the perimeter and in the field, haven't been great to say the least, and he hasn't been scoring, rebounding, or defending as good as we expected him to, but there still are some flashes seen in his game. Smith displays a pretty high basketball IQ, knowing where to be at the right time, and he still has a good frame standing at 6'11", 220 pounds. There's still a lot of room for him to grow, and a lot of potential in his game, and I can see him making a big improvement by next season. But for now, he hasn't been looking like the third best option in the last draft. The fourth pick in the draft was Keegan Murray, and he gets a solid B grade for the first half of the season. Keegan's been playing good to say the least this season, being a key part in why the Kings are on pace to make their first playoff appearance in 17 years. While Murray hasn't been putting up amazing stats, he's been put in a role for this Kings team and has been lighting it up on the perimeter, shooting 42% from 3. While Keegan's stats are very similar to Jabari's, the thing that separates him is he has shown the ability to take over games on certain nights and score 30 when needed. Murray's usage isn't that high, but it doesn't matter because when he gets the ball, he makes the right play and scores it at an efficient rate. So overall, Keegan gets a solid B. The fifth pick in the draft was Jaden Ivey, and he got a B+ for the first half of the season. Ivey has been electric since entering the league, and although the Pistons have really struggled to stack up wins, they are in the midst of a heavy rebuild, which Ivey has shown he will likely slow down with his production. On the season so far, Ivey's averaging 15, 4, and 4 off solid efficiencies. Like many promising rookies, Jaden has shown flashes of going off on certain nights, but also having his struggles. With Cade Cunningham being shut down for the season, Ivey has had the ball in his hands most of the time, and has been producing at an even bigger rate, as his stats improve game by game. Although his efficiencies are amazing, with Ivey's aggressive playing style, he hasn't been too inefficient and has a lot more room to grow. So for that, Jaden Ivey gets a B+. The sixth pick in the draft was Benedict Mathurin, and he got an F. I'm joking, guys. Mathurin gets an A for the first half of the season. Ben has been absolutely amazing to say the least, and has easily been the most surprising rookie out of anyone in this draft. As the Pacers were expected to make a huge rebuild for coming years, they have shocked everyone and been on pace to make the playoffs with a very promising future. I get more in depth on this in my most recent video, which I'll link in the top right hand corner of this video. But Mathurin has been a key part in why the Pacers are on pace to make the playoffs and is definitely the second brightest spot on the team going into the future. Off the bench, Benedict has been averaging 17 points and 4 rebounds a game, and is in contention to be the first rookie since Ben Gordon to win the Rookie of the Year and Sixth Man of the Year. Mathurin has also been playing his role to the fullest, and doing so in a winning fashion. Nobody picked behind him is playing better than him, so because of that, Ben gets an A. The 7th pick in the draft was Shaedon Sharpe, and he gets a B. Being that Sharpe is one of the youngest players in the draft, he has a lot of room to grow. Sharpe has been placed in a role this season off the bench, kind of being like a Swiss Army knife type player, doing a little bit of everything. On the season currently, Sharpe is averaging 8 points and 3 rebounds a game off good efficiencies. Sharpe still has a ton of potential, and as the Blazers are nearing a rebuild, it looks like Shaedon will be a huge part of this team's future. The 8th pick in the draft was Dyson Daniels, and he gets a B. Dyson is very similar to Shaedon in many ways. They're both one of the youngest guys in the draft, and both have been placed in bench roles, but Dyson hasn't brought as much scoring as Shaedon has. Currently on the season, Dyson's averaging only about 4 points a game, but while people may write him off because of this, I don't. Dyson has been an extremely effective player, who's easily one of, if not the best defensive rookie in the NBA, who also makes excellent passes and fits into this team very well. As time goes on, Dyson will improve on his scoring, but currently, he's having a major impact for the Pelicans on the defensive end, so because of that, he gets a B. The 9th pick in the draft was Jeremy Sochan, and he gets a B+. Sochan has been improving rapidly as the year goes on, and is in a great system in San Antonio, which will develop his skills more. Sochan is a complete player who has been great on the defensive end, and has shown above average playmaking ability at 6'8". Although Jeremy isn't a guy who the Spurs drafted to score the ball, as the season progresses, he's scoring the ball better and better at a very efficient rate. Although the Spurs are one of the worst teams in the NBA, Jeremy is one of the few bright spots for this team going forward, and will improve year by year. So for that, I give him a B+. The 10th pick in the draft was Johnny Davis, and he gets an F. Davis has easily been the most disappointing rookie so far. Even though he hasn't got so many minutes due to him playing behind Bradley Beal on the Wizards, he's still been very disappointing. When Davis has gotten minutes on the floor, he's really struggled to score the ball, which is the only reason he got drafted in the first place. On the season currently, he's averaging 1 point a game and shooting 30% from the field and 0% from 3, which speaks for itself. Because of these performances, Johnny was placed in the G League, which he's still not showing that much special promise, averaging 10 points a game off the same efficiencies. It's not looking too good for Johnny, and I hope he can get it back together, but for now, I have no choice but to give him an F. The 11th pick in the draft was Ousmane Dieng, and he gets a D+. Dieng hasn't been getting too many minutes on the Thunder, and is currently sidelined due to a wrist injury, but prior to the injury, he has been getting consistent minutes in the G League. He's averaging 16 points and 8 rebounds off solid efficiencies. Dieng was always a project player and needed time to develop. He was never supposed to make an immediate impact for the Thunder, but at the same time, he hasn't been doing too much on the main roster either. With the Thunder building a rhythm with their current roster, it's hard to see how Ousmane would fit into the rotation. Plus, they have many more draft picks on the way in the coming years, so because of that, I have to give this pick a D+. The 12th pick in the draft was Jalen Williams, and he gets a B-. Jalen was drafted to the Thunder just like Ousmane, but he has been producing well for them. In just his first year of NBA action currently, he's averaging 12 points and 4 rebounds a game off great 51% from the field efficiency. As the Thunder are starting to build momentum up, Williams is a huge part of that, and is going to be one of the key pieces for Oklahoma City going forward. He's been shooting 29% from 3 though, which isn't that good, and has been pretty underwhelming when it comes to his playmaking upside, which is why I give him a lower grade. But nevertheless, he still has a lot of upside in his game, with his production currently, and he gets a B-. The 13th pick in the draft was Jalen Duren, and he gets a B-. Duren is the youngest player in the NBA currently, and won't turn 20 until late November, but despite that, has not struggled to make an immediate impact in the NBA. Currently, he's averaging 8 points and 9 rebounds a game, with an insane 64% field goal percentage. Jalen is one of the key young pieces to this current Detroit Pistons rebuild, but despite his young age, my concern is how much potential he actually has. He's a traditional post player, who's a little more athletic, but I'd like to see him expand his game more and improve on his 3-point shooting. He hasn't taken a 3 this season, and by expanding his game and adding that to his arsenal, it can make him even better. But with his current impact and potential, I give him a B-. Finally, the 14th pick was Ochai Agbaji, and he gets a C-. Agbaji was originally drafted by the Cavs, but then traded to the Jazz later that offseason. He hasn't gotten many minutes with the Jazz as they were set to start a rebuild, but started to find a groove without him in the rotation. He's currently averaging 4 points a game, but has shown some flashes a couple times this season of him being able to score the ball on a high level. Whether he stays on the Jazz or finds a new team in the future, I'm positive that Ochai has a place in the NBA and will make an impact for a team in the future. So for that, I give him a C- because I don't know how much production he'll bring to the Jazz, but I'm sure he has a future in the NBA. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end and you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. It is by far the best way to support me and help this channel grow, and I appreciate you so much if you're a returning or new subscriber. Make sure to check the link in the pinned comment or description to check out the Benedict store link in the description for some exclusive deals on NBA gear before they expire and to help support the channel. Also, check the link in the pinned comment or description for the best way to buy tickets to all your favorite events at StubHub. Stay tuned because we have some big stuff coming soon. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord link in the description. Like the video and comment on any video suggestions for the future or anything I could have done better. Also, comment on what you guys think about the grades I gave for each rookie. Let's get a great basketball conversation started. I hope to see you guys in the next video and have a blessed day. Peace.